Afternoon, folks. We'll put that down there now. Afternoon, folks. It's Indy Truck Davy with the truck and at home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it's a lovely day and 21 degrees. Not bad. What brings Davy to your screens today? Well, this is what brings Davy to your screens today. The right-wing gammon media trying to tell us all that there's a rush of migrants coming across the channel to the shores of that there England, our neighbours next door. Now, the gammon press will have us believe that there is a rush of these people. I've got a wee news flash for you folks. Beyond that headline there that says rush of migrants crossing takes channel total past 100,000. It's a misleading headline. When you get into the article, you'll realise it was 100. It's now 100,000 people have now crossed that channel since 2018. 2018. So 20,000 a year. Okay, 20,000 a year. So David decided to have a look and see how many people died in England and Wales since 2018. Let me get the figures up for you. Deaths registered in England and Wales in 2018, 2017-2018, was 541,589. Now, roughly 500,000 people a year shuffle off this mortal coil in England and Wales. But here we have the gammon press make you believe there's no room for an additional 20,000 people a year in England and Wales. Remember, that 100,000 on the Times headline there is the amount of people who have come across in small boats since the return agreement we had when we were in the EU came to an end. So since 2018, when we could no longer send people who crossed the channel illegally back to France under the Dublin arrangement, there's been 100,000 people made it across the channel into that there England. 100,000 people. That's 20,000 a year. Wow. And here we have the gammon press telling the people of England and Wales to hate these people fleeing persecution, war, famine, to hate these people. This is the same right-wing gammon press who 10 years ago had us hating the disabled and had us hating the unemployed. Remember, benefit street, poverty porn. It's the same right-wing gammon people. It's called divide and rule. Oh, look, it's not the corporate giant who's a greedy bugger and didn't pay any taxes fault that like one's in a state, or they're corrupt, they're corrupt, corporate-sponsored MPs that are the problem, or the tax havens where the 1% down that road who don't pay tax keep their money. No, they're not the problem. It's 20,000 people fleeing war and persecution per year since 2018 coming to our shores that are the problem. Remember, in 2018, the population of England dropped by, didn't really drop, but, altered by 500 odd thousand. I'll give you that number again. Deaths registered in England and Wales in 2018 was 541,589. Now, let's get this down. So, since 2018, 20,000 people a year have come across that channel. Where's the biggie? We have millions of people short in our population in Scotland. You don't want to cope with 20,000 people in England and Wales? Send them to us. Send them to us in the 100 a day that comes after the boats. We have plenty of time. Give us the power to process them. We've got an aging demographic up here. And we've got problems in our labour market because of you idiots doing that road voting for Brexit. So I welcome refugees. Scotland welcomes refugees. The majority of the population welcome refugees, or they would, if it wasn't for the fact that there is a right-wing gammon media press down that road who are pushing a narrative rather than holding truth to power. Where's the screaming the Times for this corrupt Westminster administration to process these people? There's 200,000 people waiting, apparently. They didn't all come across the channel, obviously. Because the Times is reporting that in 5 years, 100,000 people have crossed that channel. 5 years. 5 bloody years. 20,000 a year. We have got a huge gap in our labour markets. 1 million EU citizens buggered off after the Brexit vote. 1.5 million young, educated, skilled, indigenous people of Scotland, England and Wales have fled Brexit Island since the Brexit vote. But here we have the right-wing gammon press telling us to hate 20,000 people a year, fleeing war, persecution, famine. And these wars were probably started by the bankers here in the West wanting control of these nations' assets and these nations' resources. So most of the wars and that are going on out there are being fought over resources, and they're being instigated by corporate giants, probably. Who are sponsoring the politicians in these war-prone areas. But in fact, that the right-wing press would have you believe that 20,000 people a year coming across that channel is a problem. A lie. 500,000 people in England and Wales die each year. Plenty of room for 20,000 a year. Backlog of 200,000. So that means 100,000 a day people come in for other routes than across that channel. Small boats, barges, to put people on. Concentration camps and old military facilities. Why not just process them? They're young, they're fit, they're capable, most of them are educated. Most of them at some point have had money, otherwise they wouldn't have made it this far. Just process them and put them at work. They want to contribute to society. But here we have a right-wing media and corrupt politicians telling us that 20,000 people a year coming across the channel is a problem. That is a problem. These people are putting their lives at risk for no reason whatsoever. And if you want to blame anything for the 20,000 people a year coming across that channel since 2018 when the Dublin Agreement came to an end, then blame the people of England and Wales who voted for Brexit. And taking back control, how did that work out for the people doing that road? You've no control of your borders. We don't know what's coming in because there's no control of borders. Smugglers are having a great time, but legitimate businesses are going to the wall because of red tape and checks gone in the other direction. Wow. Stupid as the stupid does. And stupid as the stupid does because of a corrupt right-wing media who operate in the UK with owners who are tax dodgers who are non-dom. These very rags that are telling you to hate the least in society don't pay tax. They don't pay tax. But they're telling you to hate 20,000 people a year coming here, fleeing war, famine, persecution. You have to hate them. I remember this is the same right-wing media who 10 years ago told you that you are to hate the disabled and the unemployed. We even had television programs called Benefit Street for Christ's sake. Poverty porn. These same journalists, so-called journalists, and the same rags are now directing your attention towards 20,000 people a year crossing the channel. That was 20,000 people a year before these idiots doing that road voted for Brexit that we could have returned. But 20,000 people a year isn't a problem. So for those who've just joined, the Times is running a headline that says that channel crossings reach 100,000. What they don't tell you in the headline is that's over 5 years. That's since 2018. 100,000, 20,000 a year. They say England doesn't want these 20,000 people a year. Send them to us. As they get half the boats in Dover, stick them on buses, send them to us. But give us the power to process them. Now we'll put them to use in our labour market, which is suffering because of your decision in England and Wales to leave the European Union. So I welcome refugees. What brings me on today, and an outrageous headline and a gammon right-wing rag that says a rush of refugees reaches 100,000. A rush. 20,000 people a year since 2018 is a rush. Just tell you, in 2018, deaths registered in England and Wales 2018. Figures were issued on 6th of August 2019, and in 2018 there were 541,589 deaths registered in England and Wales. An increase of 1.6% compared to 2017-2018. Deaths in England and Wales in 2020-2021 was 667,479. So really, there's plenty of room for 20,000 people a year. I say, if you don't want them, send them to us. They're young, they're fit, they're educated, and they're keen to contribute. We need them. Anyway, that's what brings Davies to your screens today. A single issue and a rant on it. Misleading crap in the right-wing gammon newspapers. No real. There's some other really mad stuff in there and all about slumping SNP support. Yet the poll tells us there isn't any real slumping SNP support. Because we're still going to run a savvy at the next election. Eyes on the prize, folks. Pass this around. Make sure that people know that what's being printed in the gammon rags today about an excess of refugees or 100,000 refugees hitting these shores. Remember to tell them that's our 5 years. And that's nothing compared to the amount of people who pass away in England and Wales every year. Doesn't even replace them. Doesn't replace the million people who fled because of Brexit and the 1.5 million young executives and young talented people who have left the UK because of Brexit. Okay? So eyes on the prize. Look after yourselves. If there's another silliness comes up like this that requires Davey to rip it down, I'll do it. I'll come on. I'll jump on. Okay? Have a nice day. Look after yourselves. Have a great weekend.